Hermes Paranormal and Spiritual Research Network is an educational and documentary series on research of various world religions and spiritual and paranormal beliefs and practices, hosted by YouTuber, podcaster, and ordained shaman, the musician 13 Shinigami. Episodes are added weekly. Thank you for watching. A brief explanation of the Emerald Tablet, largely summarized by Wikipedia. The Emerald Tablet, also known as the Smaragdine Tablet, or, in Latin, Tabula Smaragdina, is a compact and cryptic piece of the Hermetica reputed to contain the secret of prima materia, a formless primeval substance regarded as the original material of the universe, much like the life particle, and its transmutation. It was highly regarded by European alchemists as the foundation of their art and its Hermetic tradition. The original source of the Emerald Tablet is unknown, although Hermes Trismegistus is the author named in the text. Its first known appearance is in a book written in Arabic between the 6th and 8th century. The text was first translated into Latin in the 12th century. There are numerous translations of the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet is believed to be connected to the formula to create the legendary alchemical element of life, the Philosopher's Stone, as well as influences and connections with various Hermetic texts. The Philosopher's Stone is parodied in the book Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The history of the Emerald Tablet, largely summarized from Needham 1980 and Homeyard 1957. And Wikipedia. The tablet probably first appeared in the West in editions of the Pseudo-Aristoteline Secretum Secretorum, Latin for secrets of secrets, and as actually a translation of the Kitab Sur al-Asar, Arab for the secret of secrets, a book of advice to kings which was translated into Latin by Johannes Hisplensis circa 1140 and Philip of Tropoli circa 1243. Other translations of the tablet may have been made during the same period by Plato of Tivoli. Plato de Bertanis was a 12th century Italian mathematician, astronomer, and translator who lived in Barcelona from 1116 to 1138. He is best known for translating Hebrew and Arabic documents into Latin, and was apparently the first to translate information on the astrolabe from Arabic. And Hugo of Santalla was a significant translator of the first part of the 12th century. From Arabic originals, he produced Latin translations of the text on alchemy, astronomy, astrology, and geomancy. He is thought to have been a Spanish priest working in Tarazona. Michael, Bishop of Tarazona, was a patron. Works attributed to him are translations of Alfraganus of Hali, the Liber de Secretis Naturae of Apollonius of Tyana, and De Spatula on divination, and the Tabula Smaragdina. His Liber Aristotelis was an anthology of material with Greek and Persian origins. None of it is now attributed to Aristotle, though. Perhaps from different sources the date of the Kitab Sur al-Asar is uncertain, though a circa 800 has been suggested, and it is not clear when the tablet became part of his work. Homeyard was the first to find another early Arabic version. Ruska found a 12th century recension claiming to have been dictated by Sergius of Nablus. In the Kitab Ustukis al-Us al-Thanai, the second book of the Elements of Foundation, attributed to Jabir, shortly after Ruska found another version appended to the Kitab Sur al-Kalika, Wasan at al-Tabiya, or the Book of Secret of Creation and the Art of Nature, which is also known as the Kitab Balaninus al-Hakim fil Ilal, or the Book of Balinus the Wise in the Causes. It has been proposed that this book was written and may have been written as early as 650 and was definitely finished by the Caliphate of Al-Mamum, 813-33. Abu al-Abbas Abdallah ibn Harun al-Rashid had reigned from 813 until his death in 833. Scholars have seen similarities between this book and the Syriac Book of Treasures written by Job of Adisa, 9th century. A brief description of Edessa, who flourished in the early ninth century, is known to have translated some of Galen's work and also to have authored many of his own compositions, but only one major work survives, his Book of Treasures. And more interestingly, the Greek writings of the Bishop of Nemesius of Emesa in Syria from the mid-4th century. The the Greek Nemesius was a Christian philosopher and the author of a treatise De Natura Hominis, or On Human Nature. According to the title of his book, he was the bishop of Emesa in present-day Syria. However, though, this suggests a possible Syriac source. None of these writings contain the tablet. Belinus is usually identified with Apollonius of Tyana, but there is little evidence to connect him with Kitab of Balabayas, and even if there was, the story implies that Belinus found the tablet rather than wrote it, and the recent discoveries of the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Nag Hammadi text suggest that hiding text in caves is not impossible, even if we did not have the pyramids before us. Rushka had suggested an origin further east, and Needham had proposed an origin in China. Homyard, Davis, and Anon all consider that this tablet may be one of the earliest of all alchemical works we have that survives. It should be remarked that apparently the Greeks and Egyptians used the term translated as emerald for emeralds or green granites, and perhaps green jasper. In medieval times, the emerald tablet, or the emerald table of the Gothic kings of Spain, and the Sacro Catino, a dish said to have belonged to the Queen of Sheba, the famous wealthy queen in the Bible who visited King Solomon of Israel to make trade agreements. And it is also said that that same dish was used as at the Last Supper with Yeshua or Jesus, and eaten with his 12 disciples. The dish is said to have been made of emerald or made of some kind of green glass. A 12th century Latin translation of the Emerald Tablet. When I entered into the cave, I received the tablet Zaradai, which was inscribed from between the hands of Hermes, in which I discovered these words: True without falsehood, certain, most certain, what is above is like what is below, and what is below is like that which is above, to make the miracle of the one thing. And as all things were made from contemplation of one, so all things were born from one adaptation. Its father is the sun, its mother is the moon. The wind carried it in its womb, the earth breastfed it. It is the father of all works of wonder in the world. Its power is complete. If cast to the earth, it will separate earth from fire, the subtle from the gross. With great capacity it ascends from the earth to heaven. Again it descends to earth, and takes back the power of the above and the below. Thus he will receive the glory of the distinctiveness of the world. All obscurity will flee from you. This is the whole most strong strength of all strength, for it overcomes all subtle things, and penetrates all solid things. Thus was the world created, from this comes marvelous adaptations, of which is the procedure. Therefore I am called Hermes, because I have 3 parts of the wisdom of the whole world. And complete is what I had to say about the work of the sun, from the book of Galanai of Al-Fakhamai. Sir Isaac Newton's English translation of the Emerald Tablet. 'Tis true without lying, certain and most true, that which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like yet which is below. to do ye miracles of one only thing. And as all things have been and arose from one by ye meditation of one, so all things have their birth from this one thing by adaptation. The sun is its father, the moon its mother. The wind hath carried it in its belly, the earth is its nurse. The father of all perfection in ye whole world is here. Its force or power is entire if it be converted into earth. Separate thou ye earth from ye fire, ye subtle from the gross, sweetly with great industry. It ascends from the earth to ye heaven, and again it descends to ye earth, and receives ye force of things superior and inferior. By this means ye shall have ye glory of ye whole world, and thereby all obscurity shall flee from you. Its force is above all force, for it vanquishes every subtle thing and penetrates every solid thing. So was ye world created. From this are and do come admirable adaptations, whereof ye means or process is here in this. Hence I am called Hermes Trismegist, having the three parts of ye philosophy of ye whole world. That which I have said of ye operation of ye sun is accomplished, and a hypothetical Chinese text of the Emerald Tablet. True, true, with no room for doubt, certain, worthy of all trust. See, the highest comes from the lowest, and the lowest from the highest. Indeed, a marvelous work of the Tao. See how all things originated from it by a single process. The father of it is the sun, its mother the moon. The wind bore it in its belly, and the earth nourished it. This is the father of wondrous works, changes and transformations, the guardian of mysteries, perfect in its powers, the animator of lights. This fire will be poured upon the earth. So separate the earth from the fire, the subtle from the gross, acting prudently and with art. It ascends from the earth to the heavens, and orders the lights above, then descends again to the earth, and in its power of the highest and the lowest. Thus when you have the light of lights, darkness will flee from you. With this power of powers and elixir, you shall be able to get the mastery of every subtle thing, and be able to penetrate everything that is gross. In this way was the great world itself formed. Hence thus marvelous operations will be achieved. Kriegsmann's English translation from an alleged Phoenician translation of the Emerald Tablet. I speak truly, not falsely, certainly and most truly. These things below, with those above, and those with these join forces again, so that they produce a single thing, the most wonderful of all. And as the whole universe was brought forth from one by the word of one God, so also all things are regenerated perpetually from this one according to the disposition of nature. It has the sun for a father, and the moon for mother. It is carried by the air, as if in a womb. It is nursed by the earth. It is the cause, this, of all perfection of all things throughout the universe. This will attain the highest perfection of powers, if it shall be reduced into earth. Distribute here the earth, and there be fire. Thin out the density of this, and the suavest thing of all. Ascend with the greatest sagacity of genius from the earth into the sky, and thence descend again to the earth, and recognize that the forces of things above and of things below are one, so as to possess the glory of the whole world, and beyond this man of abject fate may have nothing further. This thing itself presently comes forth stronger by reasons of this fortitude. It subdues all bodies surely, whether tenuous or solid, by penetrating them. And so everything whatsoever that the world contains was created. Hence admirable works are accomplished which are instituted according to the same mode. To me, therefore, the name of Hermes Trismegistus has been awarded because I am discovered as the teacher of the three parts of the wisdom of the world. These then are the considerations which I have concluded ought to be written down concerning the readiest operations of the chemic art. If anyone has any questions or needs any advice or help with a haunting or paranormal activity or a religious, spiritual, or paranormal subject you wish me to cover in my show, feel free to comment below or leave me a message. Thank you for watching.